Can you imagine La Crosse without the Pearl Street businesses? I mean, there are so many cool places to check out, like the bookstore, general store, and the ice cream parlor.
Downtown La Crosse is a hub of activity overflowing with classic restaurants and intriguing history, and at the center of it all is Pearl Street. Here you can visit Crosse Hardware, a general store where you can find anything from flour sifters to back-to-school supplies. Pearl Street Books, a unique literary sanctuary featuring cool rolling ladders and a cozy vibe. Jewel's Coffee House, the oldest coffee shop in La Crosse and an important staple with its homemade desserts and high-quality coffee. And the Pearl Ice Cream Parlor, one of the most notable businesses of the street and the trendsetter for the downtown's local charm. All of these places have their own stories, like how Crone's was founded by a German immigrant, Adam Kroner, in 1868. The place is one of the oldest surviving businesses of La Crosse, with 150 years as a traditional hardware store. Even after all these years, the store is still owned and run by the Kroner family. Something interesting is that both Pearl Street Books and Jewel's Coffee House used to be a shoe store known as Aaron's Shoe Company. Those rolling ladders aren't just for aesthetics. Back in the day, they helped place shoe boxes on the top shelves. And the history we find the coolest is the Pearl Street Ice Cream Parlors. The building where the Pearl is located has housed many different businesses over the years, from when it was first constructed as a liquor store in 1874 to the biker bar known as Bill and Rose's Tavern to the Pearl Street Ice Cream Parlor we all know and love today. It was opened in 1993 by TJ and Michelle Petersley, who wanted to create a nostalgic, family-friendly soda shop downtown.
There's a lot that makes the Pearl special. I would say the number one thing for me is just the community outreach and like the way that the Pearl brings in the community. There's always like events happening at the La Crosse Center, so it's also tourism, a great place to stop in for nostalgia, a great scoop of homemade ice cream that's made with Wisconsin dairy, and yeah, I think there's a lot that makes it special, but those being a few.
The Pearl has quite the roller coaster of a life. Early on, TJ started buying ice cream from bigger companies instead of making it, but his father, Oscar, did not like the way he ran his shop at all. He urged his son to either remove the homemade sign or create the ice cream in-house. Oscar was so adamant that he took college courses on ice cream making to truly make the parlor independent and authentic. And they faced modern challenges too, like during COVID-19 when businesses were forced to close down. They had to figure out a way to balance the change while still keeping that 1930s vibe. In the end, they had the great idea to add a walk-up window, plexiglass, and pre-packaged fudge, keeping everything safe while still having that olden feel. The Pearl has such a big outreach that many famous individuals have visited, including former President Joe Biden, other politicians, musicians, and assortment of performers. La Crosse has done a stellar job of balancing the old with the new in our downtown, and it really shows on Pearl Street. Although it has gone through renovations over the years, the businesses have stayed much the same, and that timeless classic vibe is still there. Oscar's wishes have been kept. The Pearl is still making their own ice cream as well as waffle cones and chocolates in-house. And even the things they don't make are nostalgic, like their old-fashioned candy and vintage gumball machine. Two of TJ and Michelle's daughters, Danny and Asia, own it now, keeping the family tradition going.
From the 1860s all the way to the 2020s, Pearl Street has been a true staple in the La Crosse community. So, we encourage you, take a stroll through history and support small businesses along the way.